So welcome to the channel. It is Merc Day, which is actually normally yesterday, but everybody was busy, so we're getting her rolling today. We're getting Mitch set up in the back for some blasting, and then we've got 3 jobs we want to get done here in the garage when Tim arrives. That is to get the oil pan off the 390, because we want to get that blasted as a part of the gold pieces. We are going to get this frame flipped. So that we can just do a quick cleanup on the bottom and get the rest of the X frame welded. As well, we're going to get the body back there flipped around the other way because there's just some heavy undercoating on the wheel well we want to get off. Other than that, the rest of it seems to be coming off with the blasting. So we're going to put in a day today. So here's a question for you FE guys. These came out of the oil pan. This little cap almost looks like a mini frost plug. And this washer, lock washer, that obviously we think it hit something because you can kind of tell that it got a little bit bent. So if you're an FE guy and you know what these came from, before I got to look it all up because I'm not certain, let us know. Those 2 pieces come out of the oil pan. So you really got to like it when you start out the day with a plan and you actually accomplish all your goals. We hit all our marks yesterday. The garage is completely trashed again, which is usually what happens when we put in a good day. But anyways, so we got the body pretty much prepped now, and there's not a whole lot of messing around to do. There's a little bit of seam sealer on the other side of it that we got to get off, but all the seam sealer has been now all stripped, and any of the undercoating that we thought was going to hold up the blasting process is actually off the bottom of the car now. Interesting enough, I will turn this. We managed to get all the rubber plugs out of all the holes, the various locations in the body there, and the floor pans and the trunk pans and that. But we had a bit of a laugh because it almost seems like at one time there was a plumber that worked on the car, because this was the plug that was in this location, was even covered over with undercoating and that. But that is definitely the top of a faucet, so we rather chuckled at that. That's probably not going back in the car. The frame has been pretty much all prepped. There's just a couple more things we want to tend to. This was definitely done after the fact. That is not factory, so that would be an exhaust hanger. And there's also one on the other frame rail that, probably an exhaust shop somewhere along the way they put those on there. And they also welded brackets onto the tube here. You can see the other one right there. And we know the original factory ones were hangers that were screwed into the holes here. So we're going to grind these off before the frame gets blasted. The bottom of the X-frame is now all welded in, and there was just a handful of spots where the factory was a little light. They had kind of gaps where they didn't really finish all the welds. So we've just added a couple of welds to all those areas, and the bottom of the frame is actually a lot better than the top. The top has 5-inch gaps all the way along the two seams that are completely unwelded. So we're going to be tending to those as well. Again, you can see we're just having a real problem yesterday. I don't know if our air conditioner was kicking off and on because it was warm, and about halfway through every weld, the stick welder just cut out. So that was a bit of a bummer because it was running really well other than hitting the brakes there. But we got to wipe this all down with a little bit of degreaser to get the last of the oil and everything off. But this frame just looks... Oh man, this is going to be so nice when this is all completed. Mitch put in one heck of a day yesterday and blasted his brains out, I'm going to say. He probably hasn't done that since he was a teenager. Anyways, he got so many parts done, and you can see a few more here. The oil pan over here. The steering box. Everything's reversed when I do this. Steering box, as well as the power steering reservoir. They're going to be going in epoxy, but there was still a little bit of oil leaking out of them, so they never got painted. All the other parts that had to be painted with chassis paint are painted. I will most definitely insert those in there so you can have a good look at those. And this is probably the most exciting part. It looks like next week is going to be a really good week for weather, so we're definitely planning a 3-day week. I got a lot of work to do, but the boys said they would come, and we're going to get the frame over to the other side and get going on that. We kind of think it's 2 to 2.5 days total to get it all fully blasted. And of course, we got to do one side of it, and then we got to flip it over the other side to do the other side. So we're going to be getting that done next week, and that really launches us into a really good place. All the front end parts are ordered in a kit anyways, from Cantor. Some people may be familiar with Cantor. And then there's Bud's Classic Car Parts also have a number of the other pieces. We need wheel bearings. We need some other bushings. We need the bushings for the hanger bearings and for the front of the springs. Once the frame's in here and it's painted, then we'll start the assembly of the frame. And our plan is to have it on wheels so we can roll it out the following week into the driveway and put it under a tarp so that the body becomes the main focus. And we're hoping if we get a few more good days of weather that we can get the body all blasted and back in here. And then, of course, there's a ton of jobs to do on the body. That's just like an unlimited list of things right now. But if this is our plan going into the harder weather, we figure that it's going to be a good time to be doing all this work. I have to give another thanks to Doug Ellis. If you came over from his channel, welcome to ours, and hopefully you enjoy some of the content. This 63 Monterey has been a long-running plan, and you're coming in at a good time because we're actually getting paint on stuff. Other than no more messing around, most of it is fairly straightforward. Like I've said in previous episodes, we're not body men, but we do our best, and that's what we've been doing, is working our way through this project the best way we know how anyways. I'd also like to welcome Jackson, our newest member, and our other members, of course, Charlie and Supermaz and Von Waffen and John B. And there's two Johns, actually. Steve Z, like Andrew. There is such a list of people that have stuck this out with us for, it's been a year and a half because, of course, we started with one car and then we wound up with a second car involved in the project, and it has just extended it way longer than we would have expected. But if we keep having days like we had yesterday, things are going to rock and roll really well because, man, did we ever motor yesterday and got a ton done. Of course, the engine will be coming apart soon, so we can have a look. Like you heard me say, we found those parts in the bottom of the oil pan, and hopefully that's not a bad sign. My guess is it's something from the oil pump, and there was a bit of an oil pressure problem in that engine, so we're going to investigate it even further, of course, and figure out what's going on. So I hope everybody has a great day. It's actually Friday. I just finished working for the day and trying to get the video all assembled. If there's something you like or dislike about the way we do our videos, please feel free to comment. I mean, we're just winging this. We started doing this with no knowledge of how it's to be done. It was only to keep the family of the Monterey informed about our progress, and we kind of added a little bit of the extra stuff and the music and, of course, everything to it. But if there's a specific format you like, mention it, and maybe we'll address that. But other than that, have a great weekend and cheers.
Not going hot wild. It's the top of it that needs all the repair. It's many gaps.
It's not going to go. I know it's not. I'm sweating inside. So, thank you. Did we do this in front of the camera?
That's kind of